Got myself.
Welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at something that mystifies a lot of artists, and that is folds and creases in clothing. So generally, I would say this takes a long time to learn. It takes a lot of studying real life examples, but the main thing is to learn how movement affects clothing and how underlayers affect clothing. And then by studying this, then you can understand the basics and eventually learn it really, really well. So we're going to get to it. Music is AI. Leave your comments below.
Wrinkles here and there. Even my favorite dress can't be repaired. Wrinkled clothes blues. What's a person to do? Iron's just too heavy and steamers are few. My closet's in a mess. Wrinkles here and there. Even my favorite dress can't be repaired. Wrinkled clothes blues. What's a person to do? Iron's just too heavy and steamers are few. Maybe it's a statement, fashion with a twist, wrinkles with an attitude, style you can't resist.
Clothing is rarely ever straight, perfectly straight. So what you want to do, you can do your basic outline straight just to get the basic shape, but on your next layer, when you're going to do your actual lines, make sure you make it uneven and have it have some scrunching, bunching up, and give it this feel of realism. And that's the way to achieve it, is through these imperfections. And then the lines that come from that, which are the folds and creases, will add even more to the realism of this garment. Another type of common folder crease is what I call the tube folder crease. You'll see this a lot with curtains and skirts, and you'll see where it basically comes down in layers from an anchoring point. So in the case of curtains, for example, here, you see that there's lines that come all the way from the top all the way to the bottom, and then it creates kind of a tube at the bottom end. And knowing how this works, look at a lot of examples, draw them, copy them, look in real life, pictures online, and you'll get the hang of this.
So soft, socks it often get lost. Maybe stack on top, a fold that never stops. Fold them up, fold them down, tidy piles all around.
Then you get the really tricky ones, which is like when you drop a towel or a blanket on the floor or even a t-shirt, and it just scrunches up in many different ways. Learn the different types of creases and folds that occur as a result. So you'll have some that look like a U, and you want to fill those in with shading to give it some depth, and a lot of wrinkles that give it more realism as well.
Simple full for a brighter day. Simple peace I find, and tidy rows aligned.
And when doing robes or dresses, it's the same as with curtains. You're going to have it basically hanging off the shoulders straight down. So you're going to get a lot of long lines straight from the top all the way to the bottom. You may get some tubes at the bottom, and you definitely want to shade it. Shading cannot be stressed how important it is to shade when you're looking at folds and creases, because this is what gives it the dimension, what makes it look like it is a fold, and that is three-dimensional. So as you can see here, there's a lot of long straight lines, but also towards the top where his arms are moving, you'll see the action lines that show the sleeve. As his arm moves in a certain direction, the sleeve also has some creasing. Now we take another example here of this person who actually is my father, and that's my son, and you see the shirt, the yellow shirt, you see the creases on the sleeve here, straight lines where the pressure point is on the shoulder there as he reaches down and out. So because that's the pressure point, you're going to get some stress lines on the bottom part of the arm towards the armpit. And then the rest of the shirt, you're going to see, again, the pressure point is where it's being pulled from, which is the chest area. So because it's being pulled from there, you're going to see the pull lines go all the way back from the chest area and extend out back towards the lower back.
Maybe it's a statement.
And then looking at the pants, again, because his leg is bent, the pressure is on the thigh, so it pulls the pants from the thigh back out towards the butt, and the knee as well, because the knee is bent. That's the anchor point, the pressure point, and it pulls away from the knee down and out in both directions, towards the top, towards the butt, and down towards the ankles. Now you see all these stress lines, and I can't stress enough the different types of stress lines, because you'll see here on this picture of my son as well, you don't only have the straight lines that pull, you're going to see the scrunching, and that's where you get your three-dimensional idea on the garment. This is more common in men's clothing, that tends to be more loose than women's clothing, but if a woman wears a jacket or a loose skirt, you might see this as well if she's sitting down or cross-legged or whatever. You'll see the scrunching. So on here, you see on the bottom part of my son's outfit, you see where it scrunches, and that is not just straight lines. You're going to see those loops that give it the three-dimensional. So if you take a look at this one, on his left knee to the right of the picture, you'll see the loops there. It looks like a kind of like a wavy S, sideways S, and that's where you get that dimensionality. So there you have it. Let me know what you think. Send me an email or leave comments below. sinkscraft@gmail.com, and I will see you on the next one.